It's time for the MadDawg Show, coming to you from the heart of the Bulldog Nation. And now, here he is, the MadDawg.
We have a stellar New Year's panel tonight where we're joined by Buffaloe. We are joined by Colonel Dawger. And from the dog bone, we are joined by Burt. What's up, guys?
What's up,
Hey,
MadDawg?
MadDawg.
All right.
Golly, let's get the energy up a little bit. Everybody's like, MadDawg. What day is it? It's the week between Christmas and New Year's. Is it Tuesday? Everybody's just in kind of like la la land.
Just doing a bunch of family stuff. Just got back from Virginia yesterday, so I am worn out, but I'll get going by tomorrow and New Year's Eve.
I got a bulldog over here. What are you doing New Year's Eve, Craig?
No plans. I'm just saying I'll be ready for New Year's. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, Burt, Jenny should be fired up after that Virginia win.
I know she is. Yeah, it's a little consolation after that devastating loss in the ACC championship. But it was a good win over an SEC team. Missouri had their chances too. Virginia made a play on the last play of the game to save it for them. So it was a good game.
Most wins in their 136 year history?
Yeah, first time they've had 11 wins in the history of the program.
That was cool. That's very cool.
Yeah. And I don't know if you knew this, Burt, but Fulton has talked about this for 30 years. I don't know if I said this in an earlier episode, but his grandfather wrote the Virginia school song. And he's always said that. And so I was telling my family in Tennessee the other day when we were there that Fulton's maybe we were watching a game or talking about it or something. And I said, you know what? I'm going to call him on it. I got this phone in my hand and I looked it up. Sure enough, he's right.
And you know what's funny about that song is it makes me so uncomfortable because they have this tradition of singing it every time they score, and it's to the tune of Auld Lang Syne. And so everybody in the stands has to like hug and sway and sing this song that Fulton's granddad wrote to the lyric to the music of Auld Lang Syne, and it feels so wildly uncomfortable.
It's better than Rocky Top.
Yeah, it's better than Rocky Top. Speaking of Rocky Top, I just saw
his grandfather was a wordsmith.
Yes.
Go ahead.
The Rocky Top kid.
He's not a score guy. He didn't do the music. He didn't do the musical score. He was more of a wordsmith. He just stole the tune.
Yeah, it's like, let's just pull in Auld Lang Syne because you can use that for anything. And just put some words to it.
Exactly.
The kid who refused to sing Rocky Top in that Christmas play or whatever kind of pageant they're making him sing Rocky Top. I just saw where they showed up to his house and gave him tickets to the Sugar Bowl. So that kid is already
nice. That is awesome. I love that. I had something I wanted to throw out there. Is he? Is he from Chattanooga?
That's what I've been told. Yeah, I didn't investigate it, but they said that's right that's right on the line. We're like, what are we, like 8-9 miles from the line there? So you got mostly Tennessee fans, but then you got Alabama people and you got Georgia people. All the Lookout Mountain people some of them live in Georgia. They go to Georgia and then across the street, they're Tennessee people. But yeah, I think that kid was straight out of Chattanooga.
He's a legend is what he is. For the rest of his life, people are going to talk about that. And not only hey, this kid did this, I mean, it's on video. It's so awesome. I mean,
And he's
for the rest of the
defiant. Like,
Yeah.
not only does he just say, no, I'm not doing it at the beginning, but like through the entire song, he's just like, no.
So good.
That's what I do
Hey.
when Georgia plays Tennessee. I shake my head and just put my head down and say boo. Yeah, I hate that song.
Oh, it's terrible. Terrible. Hey, I wanted to throw something out to y'all from our long lost brother, Ryan Snetzer, who can never join us anymore due to his work schedule and the fact that he has 9 children, 4 of which are with him in Montana right now. But I've been trying to get answers, on injuries. And I said, Colby Young, tell me about him. I said, the guy's a medical miracle. He said, I assume he had a broken fibula. I've not confirmed that anywhere. That's the smaller of the 2 bones in your lower leg. He's young and had a 6-week healing time, which was reasonable. It's been 8 weeks, so I expect him to have fully healed and be full speed, which I think everybody's seen that video that's gone viral of him in practice out there going full speed, which to me is just – the story is amazing, and it's amazing that he went out against Ole Miss, and it looks like he's going to be able to come back against Ole Miss. And then you got the Ethan Barber story. We all saw that grotesque injury he had, I think, in the first game of the year against Austin Peay with his ankle. He's back in full speed. So, I mean, it seems like the only guy or 2 guys that are in question are Jordan Hall, who I've not expected him to come back the entire time. But they're talking about Gabe Harris might be a go. And even if Gabe Harris even if Gabe Harris isn't a go, we're pretty deep there. I mean, granted, some of them are younger. I mean, we got Q that's right there that can fill in, but after that, we get into some young dogs, but young dogs that have been playing well to the point where it's literally next man up, just like it was with Bobo.
Yeah, incredible. The young thing was to see him running routes and going in and out of tackling dummies or whatever he was doing was very encouraging, because I think, he's a big part. He's a big part of the offense, and we missed him while he was gone, but we managed without him. Noah, and I know Noah was a little gimped up, but Noah's not quite the same receiver that Colby is, and so I'm really glad that he's. That'd be really cool to see him come out there and play.
And think about this. Go ahead.
One of the nice things about the Sugar Bowl is, I guess all the playoff games, is it forces the coaches that Kirby won't allow to have to talk before the game. And so Bobo had to talk, I guess, at some point this week. And he was asked about them. And he brought up the fact that having those 2 guys back, those are 2 big people to have on offense, like size-wise. So I think he's really counting on, if they do come back, just having that size out there, which, Noah made up for a little bit. But, Colby Young was just an absolute beast, especially after he caught the ball too. So having that, like, yards after catch back is huge, and having Ethan back, just another huge tight end. So I think Bobo is really liking the fact that we're going to get 2 really nice size guys back.
And think about this, when we had Darnell, people would always talk about Georgia coming out in the 13 personnel with Delp and Darnell and Bowers. I mean, we could come out in a 15 personnel with Delp, Lawson Lucky, Riddell, Elias Williams, and Barber. I mean, you talk about a matchup nightmare. Like, what if you're at a goal line stand and just trotted that 5-pack out there? That would be insane.
I think they call that the quince back in old Mexico.
That's right. Yep.
They called it the what?
Quince. That's 15.
What is that?
That means 15.
A lot of Rob's employees have taught him that.
Yeah, Colonel Dawger knew immediately. I need to brush up on my Spanish. Oh, and also want to give a shout out to Burt and the Dog Bone for their new and improved format that's up and running. That looks great.
Thank you. Yes, this has been almost a year-long project. Man, I mean, we've had so many fits and starts on it. I mean, our code on there was probably, let's see, we wrote it in 2009. And so we were going on 16 years with the same outdated code. And our web host finally told us, they said, if you don't update your code by the end of the year, we're not even going to be able to host your site. And so Deke and I went into panic mode. Fortunately, his brother-in-law is a web designer and programmer. So like he put in a ton of hours redesigning the site and the back end. And his wife was in the Red Coat Marching Band, and she was their social media director for the Red Coat Band. And so she's taken over as social media director for the Dog Bone. So if you're not linked into the Dog Bone on Instagram, Facebook, now she's got us on TikTok, go ahead and connect on there because they're doing some good work on social media now too.
Very cool, man. Very cool. Still like to tell people the story of when I was working in around 2007, and I asked a buddy at work, and I was like, "Hey, man, like, where do you go to get all your info on the dogs?" He was like, "Oh, you got to go to the Dog Bone. It's like an aggregator. Everything there, all the articles are there." And I was like, "Okay," checked it out. I was like, "Oh, this is awesome. Everything is right there." Had no idea that Burt and Charles and Deke and Stephen Ham were behind it. And I didn't even find out until we started doing this podcast that you four were the ones behind it. I mean, what an incredible brainchild to put out there to the Dog Nation, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, it was really something that came about just because it was something we needed, and like we were going to the AJC and the Macon Telegraph and Athens Banner Herald, and we talked about it. We're like, why don't we like just put it all in one place? And we never changed the format of the website. And what's funny is Deke has gotten some emails over the past week from some old timers who are really upset at the new format because it's a new interface. And
Right.
so Deke would do a little behind the scenes investigating on like when he would get complaints from these people. And he's like, yeah, one of these guys is 90 years old and another one was 87. And they're just like, we don't like this new format. It's like, well, it might take a little getting used to.
And I love the fact that it's still got GTP. I love me some GTP.
Yeah, I know. Miss Senator Blutarski, but those guys who took over for him are doing an outstanding job keeping that blog going.
Yeah, because that's something that could have just gone by the wayside. They picked up the baton and said, no, we're not letting this stop. I mean, they knew that there were people out there that loved it, and they're keeping it going, and it's awesome.
Yeah, he had built his own community, like his own dog fan community. And so when he got sick and passed away, that whole community was like, well, what do? We've got to keep this thing going because that guy was prolific. I mean, he was posting 4 or 5 posts a day for 20 years. I mean, it was amazing. He kept our site fed every day.
I mean, that's hard to kind of wrap your head around. Somebody that's posting content like that 4 or 5 times a day. And wasn't he a lawyer?
Yeah, he was a lawyer in Atlanta, I think.
Yeah, I mean, how in the world are you cranking that out like that? But he did it.
He did it. Yeah, he loved the dogs too, and he had some good takes. Yeah, I miss some of his takes now. Just over the past few years with him gone, I was like, I wonder what the senator would say about that.
That's exactly right.
Wouldn't that
Senator
be similar
Blutarsky.
to that John DeLoach out of Savannah? Wouldn't that be similar?
Who's that?
John DeLoach. I mean, John DeLoach is good, but just the kind of the slant that he came at it with, he's just a super smart ass. Blutarsky was, and the guys that took up the mantle for him, they're real snarky too, and they're just quick hits. It's like just give it to whoever. Maybe it's something about Bama or Auburn or Tennessee. It just really drives his points home.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, I don't know where do we go first? Do we go to gambling? Do we go to Burt?
Hey, Burt,
I feel like Colonel's on a tighter clock.
I've got a couple.
I always love to hear Bobber's opinion on the upcoming game, but I can do the lines real quick if you want me to, or Burt can give the stats.
Yeah, go ahead, Dawger. I've got a couple of stats I'll go through, but let's talk games real quick.
Okay, you got it. So just to give us something to do tomorrow at 5:30 p.m., the Independence Bowl, Tennessee. We already talked about Rocky Top. Tennessee is -2.5. I didn't write down where these games are. I just know the names of the games. Illinois against Tennessee -2.5 against Illinois.
Aren't they in Tennessee for that game? I don't think they got to leave the state. Maybe I'm thinking about Vandy.
Is it Music City?
No, this is the Independence Bowl.
That's Shreveport, Louisiana.
Okay.
Okay. Definitely Tennessee.
All right.
I'm
And then
gonna
we'll do
go,
Bobber, Burt, and me.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with them as well. I'm gonna say that SEC slide we've had here early stops tomorrow at 5:30 in Shreveport, Louisiana, the home of many excellent pro wrestling matches. And tomorrow,
I'm with you on that. I think this early SEC slide is going to stop with Tennessee.
I will. I'm definitely. I followed the craziest kind of RV type looking thing with a fuel tank on the back of it yesterday, stuck on 75 coming back from Virginia, and he had like 6 Tennessee stickers on the back of that thing. So I think that's a sign that I'm going with Tennessee.
All right. Well, they're screwed.
Then the next one would be. I see that Tennessee is in Nashville.
That's Music City.
Yeah. Okay. All right. The Alamo Bowl at 9 p.m. tomorrow night. USC versus TCU. USC -6.5.
Man, that's a game that would probably be tough to watch. The Alamo Bowl was at San Antonio, El Paso.
Yes. Yeah, I got it. San Antonio. Yep.
I'm going to go TCU because I feel like USC is just not even going to want to be there.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go USC as well. Or did you go TCU? I'm going TCU. Okay, I'm going USC because the last time I really intently watched TCU in a bowl game, they got the britches beat off of them.
Oh, can't imagine.
So bad that I quit watching at halftime.
So it was the beat down of all beat downs.
Yeah.
Let's go Trojans.
Picking some of these bowl games is almost like trying to pick preseason NFL football because with all the opt-outs and everything, it's like who's even playing in the game. I think Southern Cal has a lot of opt-outs. Maybe I read that or I'm just guessing that, but I'm going to go with TCU since they're close to home at least.
Yeah, Bert, I used to love when I lived in Atlanta. I used to love betting on preseason football. It's a pure guessing game. But yeah, if you see who the starting quarterback was for the Falcons, I went with Chip Hackett to a Falcons game. Yeah, so I agree with that. But I'm going TCU. I like that and I'm not a big fan of USC. So good comment about preseason. It's crazy. especially with the
Very
portal.
accurate.
Yeah, with the portal now, you don't know what people are doing.
Yeah.
But now we're getting into some more important ones. We're going, well, not yet, but ReliaQuest at 12 o'clock on Wednesday, Vandy versus Iowa. Vandy is 4.5.
Got to go with the doors, man. Got to go with the doors.
And that's in Tampa.
Yeah, I'm glad that you were cured from your preseason betting. As soon as you moved from Atlanta, I don't know what happened down there. Maybe you.
I lost my gambling mentality.
Nathan cured you of all the ills up here. I would go Vandy all the way, man. On this one, I think as much as I dislike Diego Pavia and the rest of those 30-year-old players they have, I'm going to go Vandy.
Yeah. If any team really had a legitimate case at why they should have been in the playoffs and they weren't, it really was Vandy almost more than anybody else. And we would reference that net yards per play stat a lot. Vandy was the only SEC team that ended over +2 in net yards per play this year. So I think that line's really low. I'm going to go with Vandy.
Well, Bobber mentioned Diego and her mom and her brother have kind of driven me a little crazy with an arrest and their antics. So I'm going to go Iowa +4.5. And then now
Dr. Diego is petitioning for his 9th year of eligibility.
Yeah.
He may be in the running for the Grandpa Award.
Then we have, now we're getting into the CFP. We have a little bit. We have, the Citrus, not yet. Texas is -7.5 versus Michigan in the Citrus at 3 p.m.
Man, that's speaking of preseason and players being out. I mean, I've heard so much about Michigan players being in the portal. Did they like the coach and they come back in? I'm going against Michigan.
Texas.
Two teams I do not like, but I'm going SEC and I'm going Texas.
Yeah, and Texas doesn't seem to be able to score a lot of points, but Michigan is worse than a dumpster fire. They're I'll call them a portalette fire at this point. Explosion. So I'm going Texas.
Yeah.
Open horns.
Biff Pocoroba was a middling player for the Braves in the 70s, and for him to come back as interim coach for Michigan is just a bizarre career change. But I don't think he gets it done in his coaching stint there. So I'm taking Texas.
Yeah, that whole thing with Sherrod Moore and what in the world? Multiple things going on at Michigan, not just that, but I will go Texas as well. And
I would like to I want Buffalo's thoughts about Sherrod Moore's mode of operation of finding out about women via OnlyFans and then going and targeting them on Instagram and sliding into their DMs there. What do you think about that pattern of behavior?
Well, I think that pattern of behavior was ridiculous. I mean, you were coaching a top 8 team, and they're on a pedestal. And the fact that you have time to do all that, and you're doing all that behind your own wife's back, and the whole, and he had a huge explosion against. I think he did not speak to his assistant coaches for the last couple of months. From an article I read, he had no verbal communication with him, and it all started with a conversation that he had with Tic-Tac-Toe host Wink Martindale, his defensive coordinator. I mean, the guy's 39 years old, which right now feels like, man, that is young.
Yeah.
He was making probably with all his But it was all said and told. He probably was making what, $14 to $15 million a year. Yeah. He's not anymore. He's got a little hearing. I don't know when it is, but I mean, this guy. What an
yeah. But poor Michigan. I mean, obviously, I don't know the history of him, but the guy was obviously a freak, messing around with whatever her name was and all that kind of stuff.
Poor Michigan are two words that will never come out of my mouth.
True.
He is the new Michigan man. That is what Michigan is.
There you
go. Scandalous, shameful.
Yeah, they pretend like they're Duke. Duke tries to put off that aura of we're so much better than you. Apparently, Michigan is the same. And man, with the scandals they've had, they look really bad at this point. So
yeah, it could be a long road downhill, possibly. All right, on to the next one. We have Ohio State at 7:30 in the Cotton on Wednesday, and Ohio State is minus 9.5.
This is a tough one, man. I've been going round and round in my head about this. I got to go with Miami getting 9, even though could it be a blowout? Yeah. You don't like that, Dawger. You don't like it?
Well, I hate their quarterback, of course.
Well, I know, but I mean, could Fletcher come out there and get on track to set up the pass? Yes. Could Ohio State just embarrass them? Yes. Would I like to see Georgia beat Carson Beck? Also, yes. So I'm going with Miami.
Okay.
I liked your visceral reaction, though. That was great.
I'm taking Miami as well. I like their lines of scrimmage. Ohio State didn't really wow me against Indiana in the losing effort. And I think Miami has some pretty darn good lines of scrimmage. So I'm going to ride with Lambeau Beck, man, plus the 9.5, and actually hope he wins because I'd like to face him in Arizona.
Miami's offense just really sputtered at Texas A&M, and I think Ohio State's just bringing way too much talent to this game. It's a big line, but I'm going to take Ohio State.
Yeah, obviously, you know who I'm taking. As much as that would be nice for Georgia, we have to get by Ole Miss first, obviously, for us to face them, and they have to win. But I think I made it clear with my reaction that I'm going to Ohio State.
It was great.
All right, we have Oregon versus Texas Tech on New Year's Day at noon in the Orange, and let's do a total on that one. Total is
what's the line though? What's the line though? Just for
the line is 2.5. Oregon is minus 2.5, okay. And the total we're going to do obviously a total in Georgia, so the line is 2.5, and y'all pick whatever you want to pick. The total is 52.5.
Let's pick the winner.
Okay, you got it. 2.5. Oregon minus 2.5 in the Orange.
This to me is like picking a preseason game because I don't know enough about Texas Tech to even give any kind of an educated answer other than all I hear is they've got this great defense, and I've seen some highlights to indicate that. So having said that, I'm going Texas Tech because why not?
I'm going Texas Tech because no one's talking about Texas Tech.
Right.
They're a forgotten child in all this. And we're a pretty big member of this. Everybody's saying a lot of people I've seen picking us to go, and Ohio State, of course. But Texas Tech has been left in the dirt. This billionaire fella has assembled a team that apparently has a pretty good team. So I'm gonna go against Dan Lanning, and I'm gonna go Texas Tech.
You sounded just like Fulton, by the way.
We need to have Fulton Lewis on here as much as we refer to him.
We need to get him on the show sometime. Yeah.
He'd have a lot to say.
Texas Tech is such an enigma, though, because like there are very few teams that they beat that you could then extrapolate into another game. Like, they beat BYU twice, but all we can look at is like BYU versus Georgia Tech. Like, I mean,
that was a great game, by the way.
That was a great game. Yeah. Texas Tech has really run up the score on a lot of teams, though. And their defense is for real. When you look at the stats, I mean, across the board on defense, they're either 1 or 2 in pretty much every defensive category. So they have got a stout defense. But I'm going with the talent, and I think Oregon out-talents Texas Tech across the board.
Oregon let JMU come back. I was up in Virginia, and they let them come back and cover. They won by 17. JMU lost by 17. So, but ex-Georgia guy Dan Lanning, Oregon, I think looked good. They just kind of gave up there in the second half, or got relaxed in the second half. So I'm going Oregon as well, Burt. All right, I think this is going to be a really good game. I do. 4:00 in the Rose. Indiana versus Alabama, and Indiana is -6.5.
Alabama all day long. I've said I'm jealous of Alabama because they're the ones that are going to get to expose Indiana. Y'all know I've been a hater on Indiana, and I'm going to continue my hatred. They don't play anybody. They play 2 teams a year. They got all this credit for beating 3 and 6 Penn State, and I think they're going to just whoop up on them.
Penn State beat Clemson.
Penn State beat Clemson. How dare you throw that out there?
I'm gonna go with Alabama in this one. There's a 70% chance of rain at the Rose Bowl. I've just been told.
Oh wow!
Which they never have rain, but I don't know, man. Alabama can't run the ball. They cannot run it, which is a real weird thing to say that. And the fact that we're debating Indiana and Alabama, but I'm just going to go Alabama. Just don't think they're going to lose to Indiana. So I'm with the MadDawg on this one.
There was 100% chance of rain when we went out to Los Angeles to watch the Dogs beat TCU down. And the best part of that was watching it rain sideways in the SoFi Stadium and those diehard TCU fans still sitting in the upper deck getting rained on in SoFi Stadium. So I guess it's kind of a shame they're not playing the Rose Bowl at SoFi, but I think that favors Alabama. Again, like talent-wise, I mean, Indiana's got talent at positions. I think Alabama's more talented across the board. They definitely look better against Oklahoma. Their defense looked better. Our game against them, we really benefited from some incredible field position in that game. I think our scoring drives averaged about 30 yards. We made the score look worse than it was. All that being said, I think Alabama upsets Indiana.
All right. I mean, I think all y'all know that both my parents are from Indiana, graduated from Butler. My dad's from Summitville, Indiana, a population of like 600 people. And got in the Air Force, retired colonel. My mom's from Peru, Indiana. So enough said. I'm going Indy.
That's fair. I'll allow it.
And then we have I'll have one more after this, but the Dogs at 8 p.m. in the Sugar. The line is 6.5 versus Ole Miss, and the total is 54.5. We're only doing the total.
Oh, wow. They're just begging you to go over after that last game. I'm going under. Why not?
I'll take the over. I'm going
Yeah. I'm going to take the under. I think our defense in that second half, or at least in that fourth quarter, hopefully is going to be the defense we see on Thursday night.
Yeah, I like the under. I don't know if Ole Miss, obviously interim coach. No, he's new coach. But and I do like the way that, knock on wood, I like the way that Georgia's defense has been showing up lately. So I'm going under 54.5 as well. And then one other stat that I wanted to throw out there is Carson Beck. No Georgia quarterback has gotten over 500 rushing yards in a season, and he only needs 42 rushing yards in
Not
that
Carson
game.
Beck.
Gunner
Not
Stockton.
Oh no, my bad. Gunner Stockton. Sorry. I had Carson on my mind. Gunner Stockton. Over under 42 rushing yards for Gunner.
Wow.
42.
Gosh, that's a toughie. I'm gonna go over. He breaks the record.
I think I'm going to go under just because I think we're going to be feeding it to Nate, Smoking Nate, and the rest of the cast, because I don't think Ole Miss can stop us running. I think we're going to run the heck out of it. And so I think Carson ends up with about 30 yards rushing. Carson.
Yeah. I did it too.
Everybody is contagious now. Ole Miss is statistically, their defense ranks worst among all the teams in the playoffs. And so, hopefully we do not have to use Gunner as much running. He's there if we need him, but hopefully we don't. So I'm going under.
I'll go under as well. I hope, protect him a little bit. But yeah, I'll go under. It's I don't know what his highest rushing total has been throughout the season, but that was a good stat you put out there, MadDawg. So I thought I'd throw it out there as an over-under.
Let's ask ChatGPT which game he had the most rush yards. Oh, and Burt, I saw that Ole Miss is ranked 132nd in the country against the run.
Wow.
I didn't realize it was that bad. Yeah, when I was doing a little research on defenses, all the 7 of the 8 are in the top 15 statistically in defense efficiency, and Ole Miss, I think, is 49th. So everybody's up there except Ole Miss. So that hopefully we expose that defense in the Sugar Bowl.
I think I just broke ChatGPT.
Is anyone going to the Sugar Bowl?
I'm going.
All right.
Going to Panic tomorrow night, going to the Sugar Bowl. You're on the road coming up.
I'm going to Panic tomorrow night, then jumping in the car New Year's Eve, going to New Orleans, going to go to Tipitina's and see Galactic. Wake up, probably go to Harrah's to watch those games, and then go back to the decrepit Superdome.
If you go to Harrah's, make sure you bet that little left corner of the blackjack table.
I'll take all the tips you got. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
If you're at a blackjack table at Harrah's, they have a little thing, and then if you have a straight of your cards, your 2 cards, and then she flips one, you get triple the money. That's the only place I've ever seen that.
Really?
Yep.
That is wild. I'm trying to get ChatGPT to tell me this. Little betting tidbits from Colonel Dawger.
Yeah, Dawger with some deep gambling insight.
Well, it hasn't always worked out well.
Any
All right,
unique features of riverboat gambling? You do any riverboat gambling, Craig?
I have, and where is Dawsey from, or his wife's from? Not Tupelo, in Natchez, Mississippi. Yes, I have. Yep, and it's the worst thing you could ever experience.
Okay, I got the number. Gunner's most rushing yards was 73 against Marshall. The next highest was 59, and that was against Ole Miss.
Right. Right. I'm still going under.
Well, of course you are. I'm not going to let you change your bet after that. What other little pearls of wisdom do any of y'all have? Any nuggets?
I put a couple of things together on stats. Talking about our defense, I went back and looked at our defense since that Ole Miss game. So you kind of felt like the Ole Miss game was kind of a demarcation line for our defense in the course of the year. And, we watched 3/4 of that game, and it was just wildly frustrating how Ole Miss was just rolling down the field on us to the point where it felt like we were never going to stop them in that game. And then at the end of the third quarter, all of a sudden, like something shifted. Our defense came out with their hair on fire after that, didn't allow Ole Miss to score in the fourth quarter. We scored 17 unanswered and win that game. And over the rest of the year, and I'm not going to count these garbage touchdowns against Mississippi State because that was with our second and third string in late in the game. But over the course of the rest of the year against Florida, Mississippi State, Texas, Charlotte, Georgia Tech, and Bama, we allowed a total of 5 touchdowns. So 5 touchdowns in 6 games since that Ole Miss game where it felt like, our defense had just really backslid from defenses we'd had in the past. Something just kind of flipped after that game, and we've kept that train rolling the rest of the year. So hopefully that defense shows up Thursday and through the rest of the playoffs because it has just felt like they've gotten progressively better the further this season's gone along. And Schumann talked about it in his interview where he just said, a lot of these young guys, a lot of these 5-star young guys, they just needed playing time and they needed to get used to the game, get used to playing defense for Georgia on the field, and they're there now. And he said it's made a huge difference across the board. Secondary line, linebackers, everybody.
Well, I hope you're right.
Go
ahead.
Burt, what are the stats? Any like obvious stats for us versus Ole Miss that stand out?
So offensively, I look at offensive efficiency on that stat site. Georgia and Ole Miss are pretty much right together. I think we're like 8 and 9 in the country in offensive efficiency. It's really that defensive efficiency that is the where the gap is. We're 15th in defensive efficiency, but we've come a long way up to get there. So I'd say in the back half of the season, we're definitely in the top 10. Ole Miss, flip side, they're at 49th in efficiency. So wow. I think that's where our gap is. That's what we take advantage of. One other stat, we talked about this at the beginning of the year, the talent composite index, and it looks at the preseason, your recruiting, your roster that came in, guys through the portal, and where those teams rank talent composite wise. Typically, you see the teams at the top of the talent composite index in the playoffs, and either 1, 2, or 3 in that ranking wins the national championship. And so we've got 4 teams in the top 5 in the talent composite index, and then we've got a bunch of outliers. So to refresh, Georgia was number 1 in the talent composite index. Alabama was 2, Ohio State was 3, and Oregon was 5. Texas Tech 29, Indiana's all the way back at 72, Ole Miss is 21, and Miami is 15. So if Georgia beats Ole Miss, Ohio State wins, Alabama upsets Indiana, and Oregon beats Texas Tech, then 4 out of the top 5 in the talent composite index will be in the semifinals.
That may be our new yards per play.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it really tells a story, because I think with the longer these seasons are now, and just the injury factor and just the attrition during the year, the teams that are the deepest, the teams that have the most talent, they are eventually going to rise to the top.
Who is the fifth team that's not there? Clemson?
Texas.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Texas. So the others that were in the top 10 were Texas, and they're not in the playoffs because they lost to Florida. LSU was 6. They fired their coach. Clemson was 7. They're a disaster because they don't know how to manage their program. A&M was 8. Their QB blew up in the playoffs. Notre Dame was 9. They blew up and decided they want to quit football. And Penn State 10, and they fired their head coach. So, that's the tail of the tape on the rest of the talent composite index.
Well, what I find fascinating is just how far back Indiana is. I mean, they are way outside of anything else.
I think it speaks to their coach, and like what a incredible coaching job he has done the past 2 years to take a team that's 72nd on the talent composite index and get them to where they are. It's just really remarkable.
And that quarterback, what's his name? Mendoza.
Mendoza.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I agree with you about the coach. He came from JMU, I think.
He came from JMU and took a bunch of their players with him, which to me, that's like not a huge deal because they're, it's James Madison. I still say, man, they just haven't had to play the type of teams that we've had to play in the SEC. Hate to be that guy about the SEC, but I mean, until they prove me wrong, and they're going to have to prove me wrong against Alabama, and really they're going to have to win out for me to be a believer.
Yeah. And I hate rooting for Alabama, but I mean, that Rose Bowl is going to be one of those rare occasions when I actually do.
Me too. I am too, because I'm tired of hearing about it.
Well, let's do a side bet. Let's do a side bet for $1.
All right.
Okay.
Why not? Or dinner.
All right,
Next time I
Craig,
see
you
him,
can lose.
I'll see D-Dub sooner than the other two. But I'll do a split. I'm getting the points. No, minus.
Ironically, I'm pulling for Indiana because I want to be the one that plays them in the Natty.
Yeah. No, I agree. Nobody's giving them the respect, I don't think. But they did beat Ohio State, who was the number 1 ranked team in the country at the time. So we'll see.
It sure did. But they got to win a playoff game before we anoint Kurt Cignati the greatest coach that ever lived. So I've been hearing a lot of that lately. I'm like, you got to win a playoff game first. So just
Kirby's the greatest coach that ever lived.
Cool off naturally.
That's right. Well, I think there was a time frame we were trying to get this done by due to certain schedules, and so we're on track to meet our deadline. Unless anybody has anything else to add, I'm going to wrap it up.
That's it. Have fun in New Orleans.
All I have to say is go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
I will come back with a win. How about that?
Please do. We're going to hold you to that.
Hold me to it. I'll see y'all next year.
Don't forget to bet on poker.
Yes, sir.
Don't forget to sit on the left side of Harris.
There you go.
We'll talk offline about more of Colonel Dawger's gambling tips. All right. See y'all.
The MadDawg Show is proudly sponsored by Alex Smith Garden Design, Griffin Lumber and Hardware, The Sanford Company, Sellers Construction, Bib Distributing, Butler Automotive, Pelicano Construction, The Dog Bone, Go Clean Co., Macon Monogramming, Fincher's Barbecue, Bulldog Illustrated, Cranford Chiropractic, Walthall Oil,